So we look at a case study of decarbonization applied by a company called JLL Real Estate Company. So we explore this case study on the SBTI webpage. So we explore this net zero case study by the JLL Real Estate Company. Again, there are a number of case studies, so there is opportunity to explore more. But we pick one of the case study which is exploring how the company JLL reduced the absolute emissions. So we see the net zero target method, which is used the absolute emissions across all the scopes, achieving towards 2040. So the global commercial real estate company services is again committing by 2040 net zero target. So again, the company is seen as one of the industry leaders or one of the initial seven to receive validated net zero targets by the SBTI. So in terms of scope one and two emissions, then the key parts for that is improving energy efficiency in offices that it occupies as one of the main things. And then from a mobile engineering services, then the vehicle fleet in the US and Europe, Middle East, and Africa, then there is anticipation to use 100% electric vehicle across the fleet with 2032 as the target year. The properties that it manages and focuses on the key performance indicators and the targets. Then you have the companies working to eliminate unnecessary business travel and incentivizing public transport for the 98,000 employees. So we look at another case study of decarbonization. This time is from a financial institution that have set a science-based target using the SBTI standard. So we look at the decarbonization for the job investment company that also shares with JCB strategic co-investors. So we look at how they set their science-based targets, and this is from the SBTI website. So we see the figure here showing how the job holding company and the JCB co-investors. So in terms of why they set a science-based target, it's about looking at the long-term goal throughout their portfolio investments and making decisions that have a long lasting value for their shareholders and stakeholders. So in terms of the key science-based targets, leading investment companies that have set science-based targets for their investments. Targets is more towards the ambitious 1.5 degrees C alignment to the Paris Agreement. And these are the key dates where they announced officially in 2022. So they've committed to reducing the absolute scope 1 and 2 emissions by 46% with 2030 as the target using data from 2020. And then the scope 3 portfolio target of 99% of their investments since 2021. Again, they've committed to 80% of investment portfolio, increasing it by 95% by 2030. So again, we can see these are key ambitious targets and aim to be one of the most leading investment companies that take the decarbonization and net zero targets seriously. And there are other aspects of the experience using the specific financial institution framework by the SBTI and the experience in using these documents. Again, there's a further diagram showing the various targets and progress on their investments. So again, it highlights how financial institutions can use the SBTI robust and credible science-based targets to set their net zero near-term and long-term targets.